Hello gorgeous peeps, I'm Chris from TechSpert, and today we're going to be reviewing the Asus Vivobook 13 Slate OLED. Bit of a mouthful, fna. This awkwardly titled device is a 13-inch Windows 11 tablet with a gorgeous OLED screen and the ability to quickly convert into a laptop when needed, similar to Microsoft's Surface Go and Surface Pro. It's also priced at around 600 quid here in Blighty, and that price includes the keyboard dock, the stylus pen and a few other bits that you'll need to get the full conversion set up on the go. But is that actually worth that price? Well, I've been testing it out for over a week now, so here's my in-depth Asus Vivobook 13 Slate OLED review. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do plug subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now first up, I don't often gush over the actual boxes that laptops come in because frankly they're usually boring as f***. But with the Vivobook 13 Slate OLED, Asus has really outdone itself. Clap your eyes on this colourful wee beastie here, Flaw. And inside you'll find a wonderland of goodies, including the Vivobook itself, of course, a shiny envelope containing the detachable keyboard, nice, as well as a tablet standy thing, more on that in a bit. You've got a stylus pen for scribbling on that screen, a reasonably compact adapter for charging the bugger, and even a carry case for the whole bally lot. Absolutely lovely stuff. Now the tablet bit of the Vivobook 13 Slate OLED weighs just 785 grams, but then when you factor in the keyboard, that's another 335, and you've also got a detachable stand which is necessary for engaging a laptop mode, and that's another couple hundred Gs. So overall, once you factor in all these extra components, the Vivobook weighs about as much as your typical 13-inch ultra portable. The actual tablet part of the Vivobook measures just under 8mm, although that is bulked up considerably once you add the standy part, which is used to prop it up. And those bezels surrounding the display are reasonably skinny, just about thick enough to make the tablet comfortable enough to clutch without expanding the size much. As for the arse end, that's constructed from an aluminium alloy with a brushed finish, so it doesn't really pick up smudgy prints very easily. And touch wood, this seems to be tough enough to avoid cosmetic damage when you are just bunging the Vivobook in a backpack to lug it around the place, while up front you've also got a Gorilla Glass display as well, which again has remained pleasingly scratch-free despite the fact I've generally been treating this thing like a big pile of crap. As for the actual connectivity, well, that's not too hot, so definitely don't get your hopes up because of course this thing is basically just a tablet. You've got two USB 3.2 Type-C ports with DisplayPort compatibility, and they could also be used to power up the laptop, and besides that there's a micro SD card reader. And that's it, no dedicated HDMI nor full-sized USB or anything, again as you'd expect from a tablet-style device. Now the best bit of the Vivobook 13 Slate OLED by far is that 13.3-inch display, which is OLED tech, as the name of the thing has kind of spoiled already. That 16:9 cinematic aspect ratio further highlights that this isn't a device for working on all day long. Rather, it is designed for consuming movies, shows, and of course, your favourite follically challenged YouTube tech twat. It's only a Full HD resolution, but the compact screen size means that visuals are still sharp enough to enjoy your media, while the contrast is simply stunning. The panel is HDR certified and supports Dolby Vision content with deep blacks and natural colour reproduction. By default, Asus's modestly titled Splendid colour mode is active, and this does pump out some nice, vibrant, lush looking visuals, but you can manually tweak the colour output if you want by diving into the display settings and knocking off the HDR. 100% of the sRGB and Adobe RGB gamuts are covered, while the panel also peaks at just over 500 nits, so outdoor viewing is surprisingly good for an OLED. And a quad speaker arrangement with full Dolby Atmos support completes the package, so even if you don't plug in a pair of headphones, you will enjoy pleasingly crisp audio, although it's not quite loud enough to drown out background noise in a busy kitchen. And Asus has chucked in a bit of equalizer action as well, with plenty of presets, otherwise you've got full manual control if you want a bit of a play. Now attaching the Asus Vivobook 13 Slate OLED's keyboard is nice and simple thanks to the wonder of magnets, and the two stay firmly connected as well until you prise them apart. And as soon as you do connect them as well, that board is basically ready to use. However, you will also need to attach that separate stand to the arse end to actually prop the thing upright. And again, this uses the wondrous science of magnets, and it snaps on nice and quick and easy and holds on there fairly firmly. Although I do find occasionally that when I'm trying to adjust the angle, it does just kind of slip off, and that can be really bloody annoying. I definitely would have preferred a built-in stand like you get on the likes of the Microsoft Surface Go and Pro. Not really sure why that didn't happen, but hey-ho. As for the typing experience, well, that 1.4mm key travel is pretty deep for a detachable board, comparable to my £4,000 MacBook Pro. while the chiclet keys are well sized and spaced with separate function keys and even a decent bit of room for the touchpad. Overall, it is very impressive stuff for a detachable keyboard, although it also isn't backlit, so good luck working on this thing in the dark. As for the software, well, the Vivobook 13 Slate OLED, whatever the hell it's actually called, runs for Windows 11, which you can use in either laptop or tablet mode. And as well as prodding the touchscreen or using the surprisingly spacious and not too terrible touchpad here, you also have full support, of course, for the Asus Pen 2.0 stylus, which again comes bundled with the Vivobook. Great to see. This comes complete with a series of interchangeable pen tips as well and supports up to 4096 levels of pressure, so it's ideal for your bit of scribbling and sketching, whatever you want to get up to. There's absolutely zero latency with this thing. It is a great little stylus. It really makes me wish I had any kind of artistic ability at all. You've got right click and cancel buttons right here on the edge of the stylus, which are very helpful indeed. You've also got a configurable button here on the end of it as well, which by default loads up Microsoft Whiteboard. And speaking of artistic abilities, here's one that I made earlier. And the battery life on the Stylus Pen 2.0 seems to last forever as well. You'll easily keep you going for a good hour or two. When it is time to charge up, all you need to do is yank open this end bit and you'll see you've got Type-C USB port in there for charging back up. And there is a nifty little LED indicator here as well to let you know when the Stylus Pen is fully juiced and ready for action. So overall, great stuff. The only problem is there's nowhere to stash it when you are actually done with your sketching. And of course the Vivobook 13 Slate OLED sports a camera up above the display. When it is in landscape mode, it is a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. Absolutely fine for your Skyping, your Microsoft Teams, and whatever it is that you want to do. It's not too grainy a picture. It can actually cope pretty well with quite strong lighting and quite weak lighting too. So no worries if you find you do have to do a bit of video chat action with a window behind you or something like that, because as you can see, they're not phased at all by those really bright lights. And you do have a bit of clever AI voice filtering going on in the background as well. So if you are using the built-in mics here on the Vivobook, well, that's a pretty good job of picking up just on your harmonious vocals while cutting out some of the background clamour that's going on all around you. Although, as usual, I would just say just use a friggin' headset. And then, yes, here on the back end of the Asus Vivobook Slate, you've also got a 13 megapixel rear camera. And why on earth this is even there, I've got absolutely no friggin' idea whatsoever. If you're the kind of person who goes to a gig or anything really and then starts filming video or taking photos on a massive friggin' 13-inch tablet, then maybe just don't do that. So anyway, so far so good with the Asus Vivobook 13 Slate OLED, despite the clunky name and a couple of little flaws. Overall, a very likeable little convertible. But there is one small problem, and by small problem I mean an absolute fucking catastrophe, and that is the performance. Packed inside of the Vivobook 13 Slate OLED is a 10nm Intel Pentium Silver N6000 CPU with integrated Intel graphics. And this is backed by up to 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM, although Asus has sent me a review sample with just 4 gigs on board, and immediately alarm bells are starting to go off. So running apps that come straight out of the Microsoft Store is generally absolutely fine. You do actually get the S version of Windows 11 pre-installed on here by default, so that's clearly what Asus is just hoping you will end up doing. And even with these apps, you will see some judders and general jankiness here and there, but the likes of Deezer and Disney Plus and Netflix, they all worked fine. However, as soon as you start trying to do anything outlandish like browsing the web, for instance, well, that is where you will truly enter a world of pain. I'm not exaggerating when I say it takes up to a full half a minute to load up some websites like YouTube, and that's in the Edge browser as well. If you dare to try and use something like Google Chrome instead, well, the Vivobook 13 will crash and burn like a concrete helicopter. And you may well think that I'm taking the piss, so let's do a little experiment. Let's see how long it takes to load up my latest YouTube extravaganza in the Microsoft Edge pre-installed browser on this thing. Gonna time it to see to the second how long that takes. Okay, gonna hit the Microsoft Edge icon at the same time as I start the timer, so go! Okay, so the Edge browser is loading. I'm gonna type youtube.com into the search bar. As you can see there, nothing's appeared so far. Sometimes it does take a little while for this thing to warm up. Just busy working on the Bing homepage at the moment. Okay, 20 seconds, still no signs of life. Oh, there we go, we got the Bing homepage. That took 29 seconds. Here we go, youtube.com has popped up in the address bar. We have a bit of action. Here we go. Okay, yep, here we go. It's loading up YouTube, 43 seconds. Let's type in Techspert in the search bar. Again, took a little while to tick through. Right, there we go. Techspert. Okay, 55 seconds. Come on, you can do it, baby. You can do it. Definitely clicked it. Still no response. 1 minute 5. There we go. It's ticking through. Okay, gonna try scrolling down. Okay, it's playing a video, but no actual action going on there. Still trying to scroll down. Still not getting any response. No, it's just all gone black now, which is probably a mercy. Okay, there you go. Click. 1 minute 40 seconds. We're almost there. Okay, so there you go. So 1 minute 50 to load up the video, albeit it's still stuck in some sort of limbo. So there you go. And if you can handle the general lethargy of the web browsing experience, and that's a bit of an understatement, where you do have full Wi-Fi 6 support with a bit of gig plus action on there as well. Not that you'll really feel the, the full force of that hyper fast connectivity. As for your storage, quite limited. You've got up to 256 gigs of PCIe 3 SSD action on board, otherwise 128 gigs of eMMC. Mine's the 128 gig SSD model, and that storage is slow as balls. But then, because I always like to end on a positive, the battery life on the Vivobook is absolutely bloody stellar. You'll easily have a full day's use out of this thing, so if you want to very, very, very slowly browse the internet, well, hours and hours of entertainment before it finally dies. So that, in a nutshell, is the Asus Vivobook 13 Slate OLED. I've probably screwed up that name several times throughout the course of this video, so I apologise in advance for that. That's my review after a week of use, and would I recommend it? I mean, yeah, I really like the OLED screen. I love the fact that Asus has packed in the keyboard and the stylus and all that stuff into that gorgeous box, by the way. Absolutely fantastic stuff. But the performance just means that I just cannot recommend this thing to anyone. It literally cannot browse the internet unless you have the patience of Mother Teresa and don't know any better. But anyway, that's what I think of the Asus Vivobook, etc. So definitely let me know what you think down in the comments below. Please do check out my reviews of other Asus convertibles and Acer laptops and all the other stuff that I've got going on here on Techspert. Poke subscribe to that notifications bell. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of the week. Cheers, everyone. Love you.